Because if you are so blissful a state of consciousness, you are truly Atma, connected with the cosmic consciousness. They come and go. But there is no reason why you can't enjoy the coffee and cake. That's nice too. Come down on human level and enjoy everything what is so presented to you. It's nice to come down and indulge in the offering of creation. That too is a play. And you keep playing. Everything, every happiness is welcome.
From one point of view now, there's a body and there's a mind and there's relational expression, but the nature of what is functioning through that form cannot be circumscribed in a way to describe it or to compare it with other states of infinite consciousness.
The question of Satguru, whether or not the Satguru can be an actual divine incarnation, living in flesh and blood among us, or is it a metaphysical principle or a concept or an idea, the highest idea, but an idea, and it's not a question that's easy to answer. It's maybe easier for some people to start with the belief that it's a concept, it's an idea, an archetype maybe. If that principle is available, why couldn't it come down into the form of a living human being?
With a spiritually developed soul, you look at the body and you feel the person. It's like you know they're there and it's such a beautiful personal presence, because you feel the energy, heart openness or the clarity of mind or something. You just feel it and you're just like, oh, so perfect, so beautiful, I love this. It feels a little personal. When you're in the presence of a Satguru, a divine incarnation, you actually might be with the body and have trouble creating devotion because you look at the body and it's as if it's there but not there. It's like it's playing with your mind. It's like your mind puts a question mark on them. So naturally there's this complication in the way that you maintain a relationship with them because they're not an ordinary person. You look at anyone else, you get personness, you get what they look to be. You form a relationship with the Satguru and you get question mark? What is that? So naturally the question mark goes in your mind, the question mark goes in your heart, the question mark goes in your soul. It's the biggest question mark. It's the thing that should be the most clear and it's the most confusing.
Arjuna asked Krishna, Ka bhasa, those who are on that level of beyond and above, what is the definition? How they are, how they look, how they behave, and it says that all their actions are not in attachment. All their actions are in accordance with a spontaneous flow. So they may talking, but may not be talking. They appear and they may not be what they appear. So that awareness is always there. So they are not in illusion. Whereas the normal human being, they are caught in the gravity of illusion.
The difference between us and the divine is always uplifting. There's never discouragement. It's impossible for the highest of the high to point to anything other than the highest of the high. It's just that's the nature of what it is. If it was the nature of the highest of the high to point downward, then we would not be where we are today.
Satgurus have existed for humanity probably throughout its history. And that from one point of view, all Satgurus are the same. The form of the Satguru may vary, and even how they teach may vary, and how they fit into their cultural framework may vary. But what isn't variable, what is consistent, is that there is a human form that has become entirely identified with reality itself, with the Absolute, with God's presence, different ways of referring to that. And so there's been one Satguru throughout history, even though there have been, we don't know, perhaps thousands or more. And there may be a number of them on the planet right now that will never have any type of public notoriety.
If a Sadguru is divine or pure, then if you have 1 or 50 of them, they're the same being functioning through all the different forms. The truth here is that purity is operating those forms. Regardless of the tradition, the religion, the belief systems of that culture, they are free from it. And they can be in that culture and perhaps even in a religion, but not be bound of the rules of the religion or the culture.
They're not something that can be comprehended, at least by a lower consciousness.
There is no way of knowing at all. Only when you raise your consciousness, then you open the intuition. And when you open the intuition, it's like a love at first sight.
Yeah.
There is no way. There is no meter, there is no gauge, there is nothing, no instrument. No way of knowing at all. Only when you are elevated, when you become sensitive, when your heart is purifying, when your heart is open, when you become innocent, childlike innocence, when you have that level where you can receive the energy. That's the only way to know. Until then you can keep trying to elevate.
Maybe it's possible for someone at a similar stage, but it's not possible below that to look up and know, is somebody, what's the nature of their development, particularly when we're talking about a stage like a Satguru.
In traditional India, it's very easy because people, those who have practiced 10, 20 years, they would know. But again, there are traditional India and then there is a superficial India. Those who have read some here, something there, heard something here, something there, they make opinion. So that is not the serious seeker. Serious seeker will concentrate on one's own growth. And you don't need to incorporate something beautiful. You don't need to be told all the time. There are so many methods of knowing, understanding. So many methods. And when you keep incorporating those positivity and methods and qualities and elements, then makes you wiser. And then it gives you the ability to see what is what. It's a natural ability to recognize. Otherwise, it can happen that you take one stone and you think it's diamond, and the stone. And it can happen that there is a diamond and you think it's a stone. It's possible. Because diamond, ordinary stone and diamond, they look all the same. Johari, who is diamond expert, only the diamond expert knows what is the real diamond. And there are so many cases that people thought it is ordinary stone and came out worth million. A surprise in auction. It has happened.
We're obviously attracted by some force to a higher being, a higher truth. What is it that then draws that higher truth to us? We can't even be seen. Even from the eagle's eye view, we can't even be seen because we're so down deep. We've got to make an effort to get ourselves up a little bit higher so that we can even be noticed. And what that takes for the spiritual seeker is a level of sincerity and commitment to the truth, to just being open to the truth, no matter what it means for all of your preconceived notions. If you could just throw everything out of that you've ever believed in order to allow that truth to come in. That's not to say that what you've believed has been wrong, but you have to be willing to think, you know, I'm willing to consider that I've been wrong. And if there is a higher truth, then that's all I want. I don't want my own small truth. I only want the higher truth.